Whether marine or terrestrial, each protected area needs its own nature-based solutions in order to survive climate change. This is why the Wildlife Conservation Society is hosting its very own nature-based solutions for adaptation training session, where they have invited partners from different NGOs and entities to share and exchange information on what works best for them and what nature-based solutions can they develop which best suits each ecosystem.
So this week, we're welcoming our partners, the International Institute for Sustainable Development, based in Canada. We have a project that we're working on together. It's a global project, and we're implementing in Belize. And we're really trying to develop nature-based solutions for adaptation work for communities that utilize the Glover's Reef Marine Reserve, South Waikiki Marine Reserve, and the Maya Forest Corridor. So it's a collaborative initiative. And this week, we have the pleasure of having them with us to train us and to train our partners, government partners, civil society partners, on what all of this means. These are complicated terms. It has a lot of impact on communities. How do we work with nature? How do we harness the power of nature really to make best decisions to protect Belize and Belize's wildlife from the threats of climate change? So we have about 25 people here today with us, and how it varies, everybody will take home something different, I suppose. So we're looking at landscapes and seascapes. We're looking at managers. We're looking at education, people working in communities. So I think everybody will take a little bit. It's a lot of information. I'll start there. It's really rich with things that we have to take home and kind of study a little bit more, and how we can use that in our own landscapes might be a little bit different. So what we might be doing in the Maya Forest Corridor, for instance, might be a little bit different than what the Belize Maya Forest Trust does in their site.
So how would something like this work in the Maya Forest Corridor? A community coordinator told us more today.
In the terrestrial ecosystem, we also manage fresh water, and the communities directly benefit from rivers, creeks, lagoons that bring not only biodiversity, but they as well use it for their agriculture practices, which is the base of their livelihoods. We have learned a lot. We have learned from understanding what are actually nature-based solutions, approaches, strategies, and how to implement that in our respective work. As a community coordinator, I have learned about how to properly engage communities, and each community is different, their culture, and what they really appreciate with nature and their environment.
This project is also currently underway in other countries across the globe. This also helps us to see what may work in other countries and how these solutions can be tweaked to better fit others.
So with the training, I'm one of the facilitation team. So the team from IISD is supporting with WCS the participants in learning more about nature-based solutions for adaptation. Within the broader project, I'm working on global level activities. So the project is not being just implemented here in Belize, but it's also being implemented in parts of Africa and different landscapes, as well as in Fiji. There are obviously very big differences in terms of the context when we're talking about, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Uganda, Belize, Fiji. These are very different places, but at the same time, across the board, conservationists are dealing with many of the same issues. They're dealing with issues of, the integrity of their protected areas. They're dealing with the threat of climate change. It's manifesting itself in different ways and through different impacts, but we think that many of the solutions that they can use to address those impacts share the same kind of root ingredients. And we're hoping that through this project, we can learn across these sites of the most effective ways of trying to address these climate impacts.
Jo Marie Lanza, 7 News.